Yo, what's up? This is Scott Morris from Brooklyn, New York. I'm here on Industry's Most Wanted. What's up?
I've been on the road a couple days. Just left the city the other day. Told my mama that I gotta go get it. I'm busy right now, need to get paid. Been on the road a couple days. Just left the city the other day. Told my mama that I gotta go get it. I'm busy right now, need to get paid. I need some.
Hey, what's going on, man? It is your girl, TampaMystic, and we are live. Scott Morris, where we at?
Industries.
Yeah.
Big Industries Most Wanted, not the real one. Listen, I got my homie all the way from Brooklyn, New York, out here in the A, doing his thing, doing it big. Shout out to Scott Morris. What's going on, family? How you doing?
I'm good, man. Like I said, for me, this is surreal. It's still dope soaking it in because it's like we here.
Yeah.
Congratulations again to everything that you've done.
Thank you.
Know what I'm saying? You opened up a lot of opportunities for people and just hearing about you for years and then finally getting the chance to be in your spot. It's dope. So,
Man.
It feels cool. Like
I appreciate it. Give me some love, man.
Yeah,
Boom.
man,
Thank
cool.
you for that. Thank you
This
for
is
that.
cool. This is
And
cool.
definitely likewise, because I've been watching your journey for a long time. Like, you are really one of those movers and shakers who are out here making things happen. You don't just make it look good, you're actually doing it. And I love that. Absolutely. You do a lot besides being this dope person, you're entrepreneur. Kind of run through all the things that you do.
So like definitely like right now the new thing that we just making like more people aware of are like definitely an artist right now. I've done management, tour management. I've been able to dabble in PR, event promotion and concert promotion, and I run a festival called Day Summit. So that's like our A3C or South by South in New York City. I was inspired by you guys out here in the South. Just seeing what you had.
Yeah.
So that's a couple of the things. But right now, just pushing out some music, and it's cool to see how people are responding. I had no clue how people were going to respond, but it's cool.
Listen, absolutely. And I'll just jump into that real quickly and then we'll get back to, really taking you through your journey. I seen that you did that mic drop performance recently. I was yo, I was like literally speechless. I was like, you are so dope. You have such a dope. I did not expect that.
I didn't know what people was going to say either, so it's cool.
I was like, word, he is super, super, super dope, because I didn't know that you were doing music up until that point.
Because the thing is, like, so I first started as a musician. That's
Yeah.
the reason why I understand how we think from both sides.
Yeah.
And I just didn't know if I could really actually do both. And then I just had to go through my journey, my ups, my downs, my struggles, and learn that you can honestly do whatever you want to do.
That's facts.
But just now, like seeing people's reaction, it just more motivate me. And then I'm able to use it as I do want to inspire other artists. So that if you see what I do, you should be able to do it. Like if Scott could go rap, or Scott could go on this mic drop, or do this interview, then just go do it. Like if you rap, then go rap.
Man, that is absolute facts. Would you say that coming up in Brooklyn, New York had an inspiration for you for wanting to get involved in music? Because New York historically is known for music.
Yes, but it also came from like my parents, like my dad and my mom, like they just love music. They just love it. Like I go up in my house, my dad is watching something, because my dad is Jamaican, you know what I'm saying? So just being able to see like my household and my family, how they operate, what they were playing in the background. My dad may play Barris Hammond one day, or he might play Bob Marley, or he just goes through like seeing the feelings of what it does for him, and just seeing that. I just naturally always had music in my household. Then going to high school, everybody was listening to rap. I was into Lil Wayne. I was hoping one day he would sign me. When I was in high school, I didn't know how it would happen, but I was just a big Lil Wayne fan. And then going to college, being a part of different clubs. I was a part of radio club, campus activity boards. I was always active, so music was always around me. I didn't know where exactly I would be in the music business, but I just knew I wanted to be in it somehow, some way, and now we here, which is cool.
Listen, I love your story. I love your journey. Coming up in New York, did you find yourself being mainly having an ear for up top music? I know you said Lil Wayne, but did you have a kind of a diverse ear?
Yeah, and like I said, because when you get to see stuff like TRL, 106 in Park, all of these things, you get diversity.
Yes.
Like 106 in Park, I was able to see, you may have 50 Cent, Jay-Z, Mary J. Blige. You get to see hip-hop and R&B, and then you get to hear all those different sounds from the producers and the artists and see what type of impact it have. Then when you listen to TRL, you might get the Backstreet Boys, NSYNC,
yes,
Ashley Simpson. You don't know what you're going to get,
right.
Eminem, all of those. So you get to see like the writing styles differently from pop versus R&B versus hip hop, and how each of them have a different way that they'll give us a feeling.
Yes.
So those things did like influence my ear to where it's like me, like I'm really big on my hooks when I write stuff. I do want it to be catchy. I do want, if I write a hook, the way that I say it to be able to be something that it leaves in your head. You know, like I know I'm writing it that way for a certain reason. But it's just cool just to see like how music can really like be like influential or impactful within our lives. And it's like you said, it's different type of writing styles based on what direction you're going.
Absolutely. It's truly a form of therapy.
Thanks.
Whether you're creating music, listening to music, music is definitely a form of therapy. Would you say that having such a diverse ear for music, whether like you said, R&B, hip hop, maybe a little country, whatever, helps you?
I got to get in the country though. I have to.
It's becoming, it's always been big because it's becoming bigger.
Yeah.
Do you think that having a diverse ear helps you understand this music business a little more, because everybody does, each genre does something a little different? That,
and just understanding that everybody receives music a different way. So those are two things. Like one thing I credit to that has helped me a lot was when I was working at SOBs. Shout out to Larry and shout out to Marianne. Working there is like there'd be some artists I have to like book openers for, and I would probably today still never listen to their music.
Yeah.
But just seeing that people would buy tickets just to see them showed me that there's a fan base for everybody. Yeah. You literally just have to figure out how to connect with your audience. So working there did help my ear a lot. And it just helped me understand a lot more about the music business, and just diving in, being a promoter, learning how to promote parties, learning how to promote shows, seeing what venues want, how an artist can get paid, but they have to understand that they have to, their name, it doesn't matter how they get in the building.
Yes.
Whether you personally do outreach or you got a team that does promotion, somehow, some way, if your name is on the flyer, people got to come.
Facts.
Especially if you're trying to get some bread. So I just learned a lot of different things just being like trying different jobs out. That's why like I do have a lot of knowledge and information, and I appreciate my journey, because that's why like I could give information, I could relate to artists, I could relate to business owners, and I just understand everybody to like how it works.
That's one of the most important things I think we need to do is when we dive into any industries, we have to be okay with playing multiple roles, wearing multiple hats. You can't just do one thing, because like you said, it gives you an appreciation and respect for what people do in other areas. Being that club promoter, being the entrepreneur, being, you do showcases. There's so many different things you do. When you first stepped into the music industry, was you being an artist the first thing you did?
Yeah, I did that first. You know what I'm saying? Because I was doing open mics and stuff, just doing it. I was going to like every college and just performing, whether I was hopping the train, I was jumping in ciphers. I didn't know how I was going to get there, but if I said I was going to be there, I would be there. Like I said, it's just, I'd start my day and I said, I'm about to go maybe to the Bronx to go jump in a cipher. I ain't even probably had the bread for it, but I'm going to get there somehow.
Facts.
So that's how it started. Then when we did a Dean's List tour, that's when I did a college tour. All of my friends happened to be popular on campus too.
Yeah.
Like, my friend, a couple of them, some was lit at Howard, or this one is lit at Brockport or Bridgeport, or all of these different schools, and it's just everybody was active at the right time. So just being able to collaborate with them and create that. Like when I did Dean's List tour, I didn't really do events like that. I just did one event, Radio Club. Marlon Daniels showed me that because I was popular at school, that's actually a skill. I didn't know that being able to know how to talk to people was an actual skill.
It is.
I thought just being able to sing was a skill.
Yeah.
Until Marlon introduced that to me and showed me that. And then after that event, did one event, I figured I could probably do two.
Yeah.
And I didn't even really know what I was doing. I just was, if I could do this, I could probably do others. And I hit all my homies up like, yo, let's do a tour. I saw Wiz Khalifa go on tour. I said, I could probably do it too. And then we did Dean's List tour, and we just had a really good flyer. And we put the schools, and then 250 people came out to audition for something that didn't even have official dates yet. We just put a flyer up. So we just like, oh, wow. Okay, so now this is real. We have to do it.
Yeah.
because people actually signed up.
Right.
So we have to actually do it. So we did that. Then we did the second year, it grew. 500 people came because of word of mouth. And just from there, just a lot just took off from that. But I don't even know how to explain it. It's just dope.
It really blew up for you. And like you said, you know, being able to talk to people really is a skill, because there are people out here, even just with what I do, there are people who sit across from me and they're like, their lip is quivering because they don't know how to like interact or talk, and they're nervous. And, you know, one thing I remember my first day in college, which I'm not a college graduate, I'm a dropout, just so y'all know, I put that out there.
Yeah, I ain't go front. I did drop out too.
Yeah, you know,
college.
I'm not encouraging you guys not to go, but I remember my first day in orientation, the guy said, in life, it's not always about what you know, it's who you know.
That's a fact.
And I'm like, well, then why am I sitting here if it's not about what I know versus who I know? And being, you know, I had my son at a young age. That's why I did drop out, and I should have went back. Anyways, in life, networking has put me in so many places that I couldn't buy my way into, because I've been able to build those solid relationships. That's what you've done.
Facts.
That's what you've done.
Like I said, I ain't had the bird, so I definitely had to learn how to like be cool with people and figure out how to like, you know, one thing that's really, really important, especially when you like, if you're a new artist or a new entrepreneur in anything that you want to do, whether it's nails, hair, radio, whatever it is, if you don't got the bread, you got to create relationships and you got to do favors and you got to be okay with it. Because the thing is, the more people can rely on you, the more they put you in certain situations.
To make money.
Yep.
Exactly. And it's okay to get out there oftentimes and do free stuff, because certain situations, people will book me to come out and do on-location interviews. Mm-hmm. If I scale the event out and they're like, I can't really afford to pay you, I look at it like, okay, I may not make money tonight, but indirectly I'm going to make money because I'm going to meet people who are going to break bread with me later on down the road.
Facts.
You know, so it's like you got to be picky and choosy about how you work that. Let me ask you this. For any artist who's just starting out and maybe they don't have a big budget, you know, besides networking, what other gems could you drop on them to help get them out there?
This is what and this is just for me looking at it right now as being an artist. I just think that, like, as long as you have a distribution company that you're distributing your music through, like, if you're going to rap, just drop songs, you know, because the more you go to open mics or events or you post your song or interact with people, even if it's like 7 cents or whatever it is, it adds up. Yes. You know? And I got to see that. I remember, like, I had like $35 in my account when I really just looked at, do I want to rap? Yeah. I said, I ain't even promote this. I said, I got $35?
Yeah.
I said, okay, cool. There's really no excuse, you know? It's like, if you want to be an artist, just drop the music, promote. Because the thing is, if you don't have money to do advertisement, or you don't have, let's say you don't got money to pay for showcases, because showcases could start at certain amounts, right? Yep. So let's say you don't got the money for the showcase. You could do open mics. Yeah. Like, you can pay $20.
Exactly. That's what I was charging when I first moved here for my open mics, $20.
So let's say you don't, and then now let's say you don't got $20 because you didn't get paid yet from your job. So you can ask them, can I volunteer and do the door, and I won't get paid? I just need to perform one song. And you can become a reliable door person. And now you performed at 4 events a month if that promoter does 4 events. And now you just promoted your music. There's like literally multiple ways to figure out. Like, if you can't put up some money, you can trade in your time.
It's a barter system.
You just have to figure out, how do I strategically position myself? And I can only say that because I had no bread. You know what I'm saying? Like, I literally didn't have it to be in some showcases, events, open mics. But what I said was, I want to meet people. I naturally just always like people. You know what I'm saying? College open mics is free.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Figure out when they are. Just go by whatever your situation is. You just got to do what you can to figure out, how can I get over this and put myself in a better circumstance. And it's literally about, how bad do you want it?
Yes.
And that's on you. Like, I can't do that for you. You can't do that for them. Is, do you hustle or not? And that's your choice. So my advice for an artist is analyze your situation and understand, if I don't have the bread, I'm going to have to commit time. Yes. And be okay with that. Yeah. And I don't look crazy doing the door, so you're going to have to get over your pride, because there's 2 ways it's going to go. You're going to stay in that same situation, or you're going to get over your pride and do some work.
That's the biggest key factor, is that doggone pride. Mm-hmm. Too many people have it, and pride will block your blessings every single time. Every time. Like you said, push that to the side. Get over it if you really want to get out here. And let's talk about being consistent with it, not just going once a year. How important is it that they're out there every week, every couple weeks when they can?
The way I look at it is, it's like 30 months, like 30 days. I said 30 months, I'm bugging, but it's like 30 days in a month, right? Like 30 to 31, depending on the February. I know it's like 27, 28, depending on the year. But it's just like, so you have more than enough time.
Yeah.
To network. So I just feel like, me personally, I just feel like an artist should at least be out there like 4 to 8 times a month minimum. I just think anything less than that just makes me think you lazy. And again, like, you ain't gotta listen to me. This is just my thoughts, and nobody can't tell me how to feel. So I just feel like 4 to 8 is what makes sense. You know what I'm saying? You're giving yourself 4 to 8 opportunities to meet multiple people.
Yes.
And tell people, yo, I'm a musician, or convince people that you should be working with, or 4 to 8 times to have people connect with you. And if they like your music, say, yo, bro, I got a studio session. You want to pull up? Yo, bro, I got an album release. You want to pull up? Now you're getting invited to a whole new community that you didn't have access to,
right.
But you just got to be outside, you know? And if you want to be the artist that don't want to be outside, so I feel like at least a minimum of like 8 to 12 days out of the month, you should be engaging with new people. You don't want to be outside because you want to be that introvert artist. So I hope you talking to at least 20 people a day.
Yes.
Minimum. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. You can hustle either way, but it's literally just based on you.
Absolutely. I agree. When I first moved to Atlanta, I was out all the time, oftentimes by myself. Like, I would see a flyer, I'd pull up because I was like, I know I got to get my name and my face out there. Right. And then it will get to the point where you can scale back a little bit because you don't want to oversaturate yourself once you start building a buzz or people knowing who you are. So just know it ain't going to be forever that you got to do those 8 to 12 times a month. But in them early days, you have to do it.
Thanks.
Understood. How did you and Nathaniel the Great link up?
So I actually knew who Nathaniel was when I was in college. You know what I'm saying? It was him and a couple other artists that in my mind were famous. You know what I'm saying? Because Nathaniel was on the radio already, and he was writing records for like some people. Like, he wrote one of the hooks for Ray J before, and a couple others, and he was doing big events. So in college, I already knew who he was because there were certain artists that we would discuss. Because when I was a part of a camping activity board, there were certain people like we wanted to book or how we connect with them. So I was already aware of him. And then I did Dean's List tour. Eventually, over time, I got my buzz up, started doing showcases, and then I eventually started crossing paths and seeing him. And then we connect, and then eventually it was just like a mutual respect. Like, how close we got came when we moved to ATL because we was all we had. Yeah. But there was always mutual respect. Like, the first time I actually got to like really like meet Nate was me and his promoter Excel. We did an event at SOB's, and Nate was the special guest. So Excel booked him, and Nathaniel was performing at the event. So I got to actually meet him. But it was like I already knew who he was because when I was in college, he was on the radio. So I been knew who he was. So it was cool. And then just to learn from him that he heard about me from the events I was doing, Dean's List tour. I didn't even know my name was traveling. You know what I'm saying? It was just cool to, as we became friends and business partners, learn he heard of me too. Yeah. So that was dope. But when we moved to Atlanta, it was just more coming together. We both from New York. We both had this drive to go outside, meet people, and network. That's just how we work. Like, me and Nate is just like hustlers naturally. Like, we'll go outside, we'll meet everybody we want to meet. We respectful people. We figure out how we could be effective or like collab or support with somebody's business and just add to it. So we just both naturally had that, and it just been up. So it's cool.
Absolutely. And both you guys just have such a good spirit about yourself. You know, it's just being in your presence, people want to be around you. You attract that good energy. You guys, and I think that's why God is blessing you guys. Boom, boom, boom.
We always talk about that because even like we spoke about that yesterday. Me and Nate said a lot of the times when we push something in the universe, it just be like, it just happens and it just be crazy. Or like the other day, we was talking about something like we was unsure how this was going to happen because, you know, sometimes within business or you might have a plan and then something else just happens. So you got to figure out how to adjust and still be calm. Period. And then I said today, yo, I think God was just telling us to just shut up, bro. And just let him steer the ship. And as long as we let him steer the ship, we Gucci, because I said it still worked out for us.
Man, that is facts. Not every situation do we have to react to. Not every situation do we got to speak on. Sometimes you just got to let go and let God. Facts. 100%. You guys have been moving around a lot. Let's dive into Mia Snow.
It's my dog.
She has been out here. Man, through you guys, I see her everywhere, moving around. First and foremost, what was it about her initially that made you guys decide to, kind of take her under your wing and start working with her?
All right, so Nate and her crossed paths online.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And then Nate sent me her page. He said, "What you think?" I said, she got star appeal just from looking at the video. She had the old No song. I said, she got it. Because I saw the neck tat.
Right.
And I just saw her in the video, just natural how she moved. She wasn't trying too hard with it. It just seemed natural.
Yeah.
Everything about it in the video. So then when me and him talked, we were just like, let's just see how she moved. And then we invited her to some events. We saw how she operated in person when we was outside with people. We saw that she showed up. They invited her to some like interviews, some mic drops to see if she would show up on time. And then she came to the Revolt weekend we invited her to, an 8-3C event that I threw. Just to see how she moved, to see, like, is this worth putting our time and energy? And then we just also saw that she was loyal.
Yeah.
That's one thing that's
She's
really
from Florida. Of course she loyal.
Like I said, like, we don't know until somebody
I'm just messing with you.
Yeah. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. Y'all, with Florida, people that's like, it's Floridians, I'm saying it correct?
Floridians, yeah.
Y'all Florida. Y'all be having, like, when we was in Florida last week, y'all fashion game different.
It's very, very, very different. Yeah.
In a good tip, though. Because I seen a lot of exclusive pieces out there that I ain't see out here.
That very down south.
So, but with her, which was so dope, was just seeing her loyalty.
Yeah.
And then from there, after like her and they made it official, I was just like, cool, so I'm going to play my part. Then we did Grammy Week. Nate said, what you think about Mia coming out to LA for Grammy Week? I said, let's run it up.
Yeah.
Then we did it from there, and then I saw how she moved. In February, we started creating strategies, and we just stayed consistent. And all we did was just position. Like, we made sure we hit every single state that we could.
Yep.
Made her do every open mic that we could, every interview, every showcase, introduce her for every artist. Because the thing was, we put it on, like, Front Street because we wanted the world to watch.
Yes.
We wanted everybody to see, like, we want to do something different, and we want y'all to know it works, And it actually did, which was cool.
It's a superstar in the making, literally. Yeah. You showed the entire process, and now she's probably getting book shows.
I ain't gonna do up. Yeah.
Getting paid features.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, yeah.
And you got to see this entire process. She was doing it before you guys came in the picture, but
we're not gonna take that away from her.
Of course, she was already definitely doing her thing,
Facts.
but once you guys stepped in, it just elevated and enhanced what she already had going on.
Cause I think like, what I'm saying, like, people like me and Nate, our job is to put it on steroids. Yeah. That's literally our job.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I like people that, because the thing is, if Nate and I was to step away from Mia today, she can survive.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what's important to me. I like artists that, if I'm not a part of the situation, you're still gonna be all right.
Yes.
So then that means, because then I know that, like, you're gonna work. Like, the thing that makes Mia dope is, like, Mia had one time when she was in the studio, we just had a break. So that girl came up with like 12 records in one week.
Wow.
That's dope.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and the thing is, that's her. Like, I can't tell her to do that. You gotta want to do that.
Facts.
And then even the thing, like, when we be at events with artists, like, if it's, let's say we got an open mic and if it's 4 people there, like, she might be the biggest in the room, she'll still perform.
I love it.
So it's just more in a sense, when an artist has that type of ability to work and just perform, I don't have to convince you. It's just more, you understand. It's like, because sometimes those 4 artists that, like, maybe that's in the room with you, so one of those 4 might become your client and want to buy a verse just because of the way that you carried yourself. And I feel like a lot of time artists don't understand every event matters.
Yes, it sure does.
Because the thing is, if you're not consistently making bread every single month, and when I say bread, like being able to pay your rent, you know what I'm saying, car notes, all of those things, but you can actually survive, every event matters.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Every single event, because these are people who, so they could be about a story post, but you blocking your opportunity because you feel you too big. And if you feel you too big, that's cool. Like you said, again, I'm not going to tell you what not to do. We're going to take every opportunity that you don't want.
That's right.
Like, if you don't want it, that's cool. We're going to take it.
No,
that's cool.
that is...
Make it easy for us. You know what I'm saying? But that's just how I look at it, and that's the thing that just made her dope. Like, I can't make her that way. She's just like that. She just want to work.
She gets out here and hustles and does her thing. Correct. Like you said, even if you guys stepped away today, she could absolutely keep going because she was doing it before you guys guys came into the picture, and like you said, you just came in and put it on steroids, enhanced it, because you utilized all your connections, and Nate utilized his connections. Let me ask you this: now that you guys are out here moving around and people are seeing her really rising up quickly, how often are you getting hit up by other artists saying, "Can you do that for me?"
A lot. but the reason why I like it though is because it just shows that other people believe in it.
Yes.
You know, so I don't take it for granted. You know what I'm saying? That's still a blessing, you know, because at the end of the day, if we didn't put it on steroids or show it live, how would other people know we can actually do it?
Exactly.
You know, or why would they be confident that out of, because you gotta look at it, there's tons of labels, there's tons of execs, there's Atlantic Records, there's bigger companies, but you're hitting us up out of everybody else, or you're saying to yourself, I really want to sign with Nate or Scott, or I want to work with them, you know what I'm saying, which is cool. So we can't take that for granted because there's tons of companies all over, but it's just right now people are trying to say, I want them.
It's appealing because you guys are so hands-on. And I think that's what makes it so appealing is not only do they see that it's happening in real time, but the fact that the CEOs are so hands-on. You're there every step of the way. You go sign with Atlanta Records, they're not going to be there holding your hand. You know, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's what makes it appealing to people.
And the thing for me too, it's just more like no matter how big I get within a situation, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, the bigger we get, of course, we're going to have people on board. Yeah. But it's just more, I just still like to know that we can add a little bit of sauce to it and just what we would do. Because there's certain like ideas I have, certain ideas that they have that it's really in this time, it's really important that we're hands-on with it and we're able to be able to see and identify like if this artist meshes well. Like, if this artist, for example, can't get along with me or Nate, then we know it's not going to work for the team.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we could just eliminate that right there. We don't have to worry about, like, let's say if I'm going to put you on tour and I'm going to send you with J. Dean.
Yeah.
I don't even want to put J. Dean through that because you're just hard to work with. I can just clip you right now. You know what I'm saying? But if you're not that difficult to work with, then I know, okay, cool. I can do what I got to do. And let's say, for example, this week I want to take a vacation. We know I can send you with J. Dean and we know it's still going to work because I know what you did with me. You're going to show up. You're going to do the mic drop. You're going to do the interview. You're going to perform. You're not going to give the team a hard time. So we get the things done needed to still promote you and get you closer to where we need you to be. So being hands-on right now is really, really important.
Absolutely. And not only that, being hands-on, it's probably still forever a learning process.
That's a fact.
Because the evolution.
We made mistakes too, though.
Listen, we all do. We're human. That's where the human element comes in. We all make mistakes. We learn from them. But 5 years ago, those mic drop performances weren't popular.
That's a fact.
Now they are popular. So it's always a learning process of, okay, what do we need to be doing now to be on board with the times, the current times?
Yeah. And that just shows the thing too, like what you said that as well. Because like I said, it's funny because me and Nate was talking about this today too. When it comes to like, everything is always changing. Yeah. You just have to be able to know how to move with the times. Like the thing that's always going to be there is passing out flyers. Yes. Like guerrilla marketing and showcases is always going to physically be there. Those two things, it doesn't matter what time, age, like this been from the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. This is what it is, right? It's always going to be there. But as technology improves or different like ideas come up, it's going to be new ways to promote artists. Yes. And we just have to just try them out and figure out what works and be okay with testing it.
Absolutely.
And whatever works is going to work.
What do you feel like right now coming into 2025 is one of the newest technologies that maybe a lot of artists aren't aware of or they're not implementing yet that they could be doing to get their name out there?
Like I said, for me, I don't think there's like too much things that like people aren't aware of. Like I know the mic drops is here. I still think interviews is really important because of the content. Yes. I think a lot of artists sleep on interviews because the thing that we did was we did every interview with Mia. It didn't matter the size of the platform because the thing is you don't know what content will go viral. Right. Because the thing is if a journalist knows how to get you to be able to like really tell your story, that might be a clip that connects with somebody now they want to share. Yes. You know? Like Mia did a interview recently on Area 51 in Dallas, for example. We did that clip. And with them, she said something that connected to her audience when we posted that clip where she was speaking about having a black mother. Yes. But because people will see her in two different ways, why her, or do this with black people, not realizing since she was raised by a black mother. So everything that she does is naturally her.
Yes.
Her black mother raised her.
Yes.
Like, how else would you expect her to act?
Exactly.
You know? So, and I think it's kind of cool because the fact that she was raised by a black mother, that means she has a different type of understanding of things that African Americans went through.
Correct.
That's why she's super supportive, you know? So, but having that clip because of that interview allowed now new people that follow me as Paige to say, oh, wow, this is dope.
Right.
So I think I just think they sleep on platform.
Yes.
I think like an artist may look at a platform and go, oh, they got 100 views. So?
Right, exactly, because the next week it could be 10,000 views. They could blow up. You never know.
And y'all are no different than artists.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because y'all could go viral just like a song could go viral.
100%.
But you have to know how to use the content. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't tell the artist to take this clip where you just had them open up about their story. No, you take that clip, post it on your page, and then share it. And then if people engage, they will engage.
That's
you just
right.
got to be as busy as possible. And that's it. Like, you know, we had one mic drop we did in El Paso, Texas, right? Who would have thought in El Paso, Texas, there'd be certain important people watching a platform
Right.
over there that led us to another situation? You literally have no clue who is connected with any of these platforms. Just do it.
Absolutely. You never know, or who may just randomly stumble across it. You know? Like,
who watch it?
You never know. I had a major opportunity that came my way yesterday, and the guy literally said he just stumbled across my Instagram, started following me, and presented me with a major opportunity. And I was like, you just never know. You just have to get out there and work and continue to post. That content is king. Right. What is the name of your company?
So my company is called More Value Entertainment. So through More Value, that's where we offer like the management stuff, marketing. We do that with that. With artist development, we doing some PR services with that. So that's that. More bookings is how I do the shows and events. So through More Bookings, we can plan like a release party for you. We could throw a concert. We could do a showcase. We could do the tour. So a lot of the tours operate through More Bookings. Day Summit is the festival. So through Day Summit, you get the chance to meet whether it's label reps, people like you, like someone that an artist wouldn't naturally just meet so easy. Right. That's Day Summit. But you're going to have to travel, whether it's when we do it in New York, or we do it at ATL, Phoenix, Dallas. Right now, those are the 4 homes for when I do a big one. But you'll meet the right people. Like, that's what Days is set up for. Like, I like what y'all did with A3C, where if I go to A3C, I might get to perform for a TampaMystic stage, you know? But I naturally wouldn't get that opportunity unless I went down to A3C or you did a big one.
Facts.
So that's why I saw with A3C and South by South, so I created that in New York.
Congratulations on that too, because people don't understand how difficult it is to not only put an event on in your home city, but you've been able to take it to other cities as well.
Through the grace of
successfully.
Through God's grace.
All praise to the Most High. Absolutely. Are you real spiritual?
Yeah. It's because, like I said, I just seen a lot of things that like I really can't explain how they happen. Like, for example, I remember when I did Dean's List tour. Shout out to my boy Busy B. He always good. I told him always good. Once I get in a position, he gonna get a cosign just cause. You know what I'm saying? I just have certain morals.
Yes.
So I remember when I did Dean's List tour, we had to go to Kentucky, and I had to go to University of Northern Texas. I had just got fired for my job. I didn't know how we was gonna get there. You know, and I had to figure out how to raise $5,000 in like 5 days. I had no clue how we was gonna do it. Wow. I had no clue. It came together slowly, you know what I'm saying? Like, but then the last money that we needed, Busy B gave me. And he wasn't even going on a tour. He just said, yo, Scott, I believe in what you're doing. Yeah. Then ask me for it back.
That's love.
That's why he good. He Gucci.
He golden for life.
Yeah, he good. You know what I'm saying? So that was dope. But for all the pieces to come together, like I said, I can't really explain to you how that was, or like certain people being up when I'm texting them, yo, can I get help or this? That's all God.
Yes.
You know, even with Dean's List tour, certain people just being in position or popular at their campus at the time that I needed them. So I just seen a lot of things that, You know how Day Summit grow. Like when I did Day Summit like last year, I still don't know how I did it last year and this year. $80,000 would it cost me.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so being able to get that to pay for a venue, the label reps, the people that's needed.
Right.
We don't know where this is coming from.
Exactly.
When I start my day, I don't know what's about to happen.
And then people wonder why they got to pay to perform.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But the thing is, it's just more like, I'm just in a space where, like, if you just don't understand why, or you don't understand that you got to sell tickets, or you feel like you shouldn't, look, I'm not about to beef with you. I'm going to just take your spot and call it a day.
Absolutely.
You know and like, there's just things that happen that I wish I could explain in depth, but the only thing that I can do is say to you that God is real.
Yes.
That's the only other way I could explain it to you.
Facts.
Because I've seen certain things that is just like, it could have went left.
Yes.
My whole name could have been sabotaged and destroyed, but it worked.
If you talk to God every day and just, let him know what's on your heart and how you're feeling, he will handle it from there.
That's a fact.
Every time.
That's a fact.
Every single time. So it's like, y'all got to get your faith right, because some of y'all are living astray right now. We are all God's children,
That's a fact.
but you're living astray. Do you have a date and a location set for the next Day Summit?
Right now, April the 10th to the 13th, New York.
Okay.
So that's usually the big one that I usually do, this biggest one, so we bring it back home. So 10th to the 13th, we have it. So, but every year when I do New York, like the artists come from all over, which I'm grateful for. Like we've had, like Coyle Ray did it before she blew up, so that's cool to have that on our resume. We've had Capella Gray do it, Little Tekka. So we got lucky that a couple like heavy hitters before they took off.
Yes.
Because every festival needs that.
Yes.
So, but we've had people from SoundCloud reps. I had Power 105, Hot 97. Drewski always has a big stage every year. Before Gabe took off on the radar, he had a stage every single year. So artists have gotten a chance to meet certain key figures that you wouldn't meet.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And they don't come out like for free.
No, they don't. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm not against somebody not coming out for free, because if you put in the time, the effort, whatever it is, and if we serious about your time, we got to pay for it.
Yes.
So, but I took that risk so that artists could literally meet the right people, because you won't. And you like, you're not gonna meet somebody from SoundCloud or just like that. So like, they don't come outside. You know what I'm saying? So being able to have those opportunities to meet people from SoundCloud or Atlantic, like they don't have to come outside. They Gucci. Like,
yes.
They job pay them every week.
Exactly.
They got come out to hear you rap. No, you know what I'm saying? So like, when they come outside as an artist, you got to take full advantage and shake their hands, socialize, connect, take the photos, the content, and just seeing like different people like appreciate it or get inspired. Or I look online, I might see this artist collaborating, or like, let's say I've done a tour, I got two artists, and I'm proud to see it though, like GFB Fresh and Paper, for example. They met on my tour. And now they collaborate, they hang, they friends.
I love it.
That's dope. So it just shows me that my community and the plays that I'm making helps really create these new partnerships. And that's what we always wanted.
Man, that's one of the main reasons you're being blessed immensely, because you're putting people in a position to win.
Yeah.
Truly, you're putting people in a position to win. 'Cause like you said, you're putting them in rooms with people they probably would have never met in their entire life, because those people don't have to come outside.
That's a fact.
And are you currently taking on new clients for like artist development, maybe management?
Yeah, it's just like we do want to sign somebody, you know what I'm saying? Like for sure. Like I said, because it's two companies I got, right? So I sit on the board for the great ones. Nate has his philosophy about what he wants for certain artists. So when I look at certain artists, we're going to fit the great ones, like what Nate's looking for, you got to be unorthodox.
Yes.
You got to be something unique about you. You know what I'm saying? We're always looking. Right. So now for more value for me when trying to sign an artist, personality is really important to me, and charisma, because the thing is I can't teach that.
Yeah.
Like people got to like you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like I want the artist, because the thing is the music we ain't worried about. Like shout out to Young Nosher. We know that, let's say if you're a horrible writer, we can write your records. We ain't worried about it. You know what I'm saying? The thing we can't teach though is people who are well-mannered, and people who have hustle, and people who have personality. Because the thing is, if clips can potentially go viral, then yes, you have to have some type of charisma, because the audience will grow with your story. The artist will follow the music. That's cool. The music can get better with time. That's not the problem. But it's just more, do you have an attractive personality. Like if I put you on 5 interviews, at least 4 to 5 got to say I loved working with them.
Exactly. Listen, that is one of the major key things that I talk about often. And I'm so glad you brought that up, that it's not me always preaching it to these artists. There's no amount of money that can pay me to work with someone who has an a-hole mentality.
That's a fact.
I don't want to be around someone like that. I'm not fixing to stress myself out for no amount of money because you have an a-hole mentality.
Facts.
You have to be a likable person.
Yeah,
naturally, organically. You can't force it.
Yeah, because then you make my job easier.
Yes.
The thing is, my job is just to take you to another level.
Right.
Like, you should have already been a hustler before you met me. Like, you should have been a hustler, so I see it and I send it to my team.
Like a Mia Snow.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, if Mia wasn't a hustler, Nate would have never sent it to me.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, and it's the same like with me, for more value with us, like, you know, like, the reason why it's not a conflict for both companies, we got 2 different philosophies.
Yeah.
You know? So, but for me, it's just more like, if I look at an artist online and I send it to my team, or I'm gonna send your clips. I do pay attention to interview clips for sure, and I want everybody to know that when I look at artists, like, that's cool. Because the thing is, like, if somebody catches the right shots and the right angles, we can see something.
Yes.
But when I watch them interviews, I can see if you boring.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's hard to sell that, you know? A lot of labels are not doing media training right now or artist development, you know what I'm saying? Because the thing is, sometimes they feel like you should come that way. Like, we'll do the training. I ain't gonna have a problem moving you around. When you do one of my tours, like, when my tours is basically artist development tour. Like, you practicing on interviews so you can know how to sit, your posture, conversation, how to hold a conversation. Because some of the times for an interview to go more than 10 minutes, so you got to talk. In order for the journalist to know how to give you additional questions, you have to know how to hold a conversation.
I wanted to point that out because something just a few minutes ago, and it stuck in my brain when I asked you the name of your companies. Not only did you tell me the name, but you got in depth about what you do.
Honey.
That was so golden to me, because some people would be like, well, the name of my company is this, and they would have left it right there. You actually dove in, and I was like, that stuck out to me.
Because I got to understand, like, it don't matter how much I rap, I'm always going to think business.
Yeah.
It's never going to change. So it's just more, I got to think about when me and you do this in, like, it's a collab post, depending on what clip you take, someone is going to go click my page, they're going to scroll through, they might see one of the companies I tagged, and then they're going to go to the part where he said this does this. Now, based on what clip you choose and what they find, they'll know how to hit me up.
Right.
So I just learned these things just from, just understanding, and even, like, setting up people interviews sometimes and just being there, watching how people answer questions and certain stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't answer it like that, but I respect it, So I just know for me, when it be my time, what I want to make sure that somebody gets out of the conversation with me.
Absolutely. And it makes people like me who do interviews, it makes my job so much easier.
Right.
Bro, because it's more like a conversation.
Facts.
There are some artists, and it's no shade, but they'll sit down with me, and I'm like, and I don't like to turn anybody away. I want to give everybody a fair shot, because they have to start somewhere. And I'm happy that they chose my platform to start out on sometimes. But it's like talking to that wall. I can't get nothing out of them.
Yeah, then it's hard.
It's so difficult. Yeah. Then I feel like, dang, am I not doing a good job? It's just, but it's just, I understand they don't know what to do. Right. So media training is something that you would work with an artist on if you're working hands-on with them?
If I'm, it's like more in a sense, it's like this. The way I look at it, it's like let's say you lock into us with a tour, right? I may set up a bunch of interviews in a different state. So if you're doing 5 interviews, you're going to get better by the 5th one, because you're getting a chance to talk. Right. You yourself, the artist always asks me how did I do it anyway. Like, I'm a blunt person. You know what I'm saying? So the more you practice, the better you get, But the way I'm at is, like, I do want to see personality before, because you got to look at it. If I sign you and then I got to put the whole gas behind you, I at least want to know, like, people like you? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like we're coming from nothing to something.
Yes.
Like, that was something that happened with Mia. Mia been Mia, but to take the brand Mia to where now it's worth money.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, we know how to do that. But part of it is I have to give it to some people like her.
Yes.
Like, imagine if people didn't like her. This would have been so hard.
It would have been very difficult.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when people talk about Mia publicly, they say, I love her. She's energetic. She's charismatic. She's funny. I watch her have conversations with people. She vibe. I remember after the show was over, like, we had a show in New York, and she gave them a show.
Yes.
She just performed in the venue. Now she outside vibing with everybody. They playing her music. She's breakdancing. I didn't even know she breakdanced. So the thing is, that's a star.
Yes,
because
superstar.
she just naturally is the vibe.
Yes.
So when an artist is like that, it makes it easier for us to just turn it up.
100%. It makes your job easier.
Yeah.
And it has to come organically from them, though.
Facts.
Some of them try to force themselves to do it, and you can tell it's forced.
Yeah, I'm in a space where I made too many mistakes where if I feel it's forced, I'd rather just be friends.
No, that's facts.
Because it ain't going to work for you, it ain't going to work for me.
Good luck to you. No
Facts.
hard feelings, but we can't make this happen.
100%.
Do you have a tour coming up or planned in 2025?
Yeah. So we got, first quarter, we got a lot of tours, which, so we have a Florida one that we're going to do. So we definitely hit Miami, Orlando, Jacksonville, and Tampa the 11th to the 14th. Then the 15th to the 21st, we're doing Dallas, Houston, Austin, San Antonio. Then the 22nd to the 2nd, we're doing Oakland, Phoenix, Vegas, LA. Yeah, so with the West Coast for Grammy weekend. So I'm always active at all these weekends because I just feel like if I'm being in the industry, I should be at these weekends. Yeah. Super Bowl weekend, we doing New Orleans for sure. And then we're definitely doing Dreamville Fest. We're going to be outside for that. South by South, of course. CIAA, that's the DMV. That's back up north. So that's first quarter. And then we close everything out back home, Day Summit.
Is there opportunities for artists that are ready to go to get on any of these tours with you?
Yeah, and I also want to help artists understand these things. Like I said, because you ain't got to do it with me. So it costs money to do these tours.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You have to invest, the way I look at it, right? So if Mia's team, I'm saying I'm part of Mia's team, but prior to that, like Nate is the label.
Yes.
So if Mia's team has to invest, and investment was made in order for this to go. So that means they had to trust Scott, put up some bread. Scott has to now create a strategy. Strategy's created, Mia blows up. You have to do the same.
Right.
I can't force you to do that. But is it guaranteed to work? Yes. So if you want to invest or have a conversation or just figure out how we could do this, we can. You know what I'm saying? Spots is available. It's just talking about it. All you got to do is hit up More Bookers Agency. You need somebody from the team. We'll have a conversation. And if you want to trust us, we're down to help you get the looks you want.
If they cannot, maybe financially or because of work reasons, can't do the entire tour, are they open to maybe just doing a city with you?
Yeah. So we just actually, like, I listen when people talk to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even no matter how busy I get. Like right now we introduced a new thing where we're doing like a one-day run. And that came because a lot of people have work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I always tell artists, like if an artist tells me, like, yo, bro, I'm thinking about quitting my job, I want to go with you, bro, you bugging.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Because you need that in order to be able to stay afloat. Because if you go on a run with me, you're going to get a buzz. But if we cannot be consistent, then I'm a horrible person because I let you quit your job. So the one-day run came because of that, because it's like, people want to be around me and they want to come to these cities. Or some people may not have what's needed for a week. Because I tell people all the time, just go by your budget. You know what I'm saying? Slow motion is better than no motion. It's better for you to do something than nothing.
Man, that is facts. Absolutely.
So they could do one days if they want. We still run them up. They could decide how much they want to put in, what it is, but we just have to be real about it. Like, interviews and mic drops do cost. I have to pay those people.
Absolutely.
Because if you want those people to give you what it is or be able, as a new artist, to care, yes, we have to do something so you can create a relationship.
100%.
And at this time, a lot of artists just have to start understanding you may not get signed. And if you don't get signed, it doesn't mean that you should make $1 million. You just have to be willing to treat yourself as the machine. And if you don't want to do that, it's your fault that you are still in the same spot. And that's okay too.
That's right. That's right. Don't point the finger at this guy. You out here the one making the moves. You and Nate, you have a phenomenal team. With that being said, with everything that you guys are doing, sounds like you got a ton of cities lined up.
Through the grace of God. Mm-hmm.
Through the grace of God. You're back in your artist bag.
Yep.
How are you work-life balance? How you fitting all this together, bro?
It's just, for me right now, it's not difficult. It's only because of like, I've been doing like events and all of this for a long time. So setting up plays is just natural to me. Like I could do it easy because it just became like second nature.
Right.
So that's why I could just do it so like I could do it for me and me at the same time. I could book both of us, or like, and I'm blessed to where I got people a part of a team. You know what I'm saying? Like, I give credit to that because it's like, there's times where, like, let's say, for example, like, let's say if I got a showcase that we running at the same time in the city, like I could step out, drive to this platform, take me and Mia to the platform, set up her mic drop, set up mine. The show is still running. Maybe Chrissy or Janine or Maribel is doing and running the event alongside with one of the DJs on the team. And then I can handle that, come right back.
Man, having that team is so important.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's important to find people you can trust. You know, these are people that have been a part of my team. They good. Like, I'm going to take care of them. Like, they see me rise, fall, be broke, get back up, so they straight, you know what I'm saying? And they understand what the mission is. Shout out to Sane Too, shout out to Lee. The people that, you know, like everybody play different roles. If I'm tired, maybe somebody might drive, you know? So everybody play different roles because they understand what's going on. And we all understand it's bigger than us individually.
That's right.
You know? As long as everybody play their role and we continue to do what we do, then everybody gonna make a good amount of bread. Everybody just gotta play their role.
And being willing to tap into other roles when needed.
Facts.
You know, like you said, the driver might get tired. Someone's got to step in and do it. You got to get to where you got to go.
Facts. Like Lee did that recently. Like we were driving back we had to come from Miami to Atlanta because we had a mic drop in Atlanta.
It's a long drive too.
10 hours. You know what I'm saying? Like we just finished. Like I took Mia to Gorgeous' event so she could perform. And we did DJ Holiday event and Gorgeous event same day. And I had to do a mic drop earlier. Then boom, we finished that. As soon as Gorgeous event is over, we had a mic drop that we had to do in Atlanta around 3. So I said, yo, we out. So we driving. As soon as I got tired, then Lee took over.
Yes.
That's why I was like, everybody gotta play different roles and be okay with it. Like even like my son Maribel, like I do music reviews, but I couldn't do it at this time. So then Maribel did the review.
Exactly, right.
So the review still got done. It just Maribel was reviewing the music.
Right.
So everybody at the team understand, like, working with Scott, if Scott had to learn a million roles, you gonna have to learn a million roles too.
Facts.
And as long as you're cool with that, we good. We straight.
Gucci. You got a project releasing the first quarter of the year.
Yeah. So
talk to us about it.
All right. So name of the project is called In My Head. The reason I came up with that is because like I overthink a lot. I have a lot of different things that I think about. I might be thinking about a relationship. I might be thinking about this girl I like. I might be thinking about a breakup. I might be thinking about some business. I might be trying to figure out how I help my team. I might be thinking about when somebody did me wrong. I just be having too many thoughts going on in my head. So the idea just came to me because I'm like, you know, there's a lot of people that go through these things. So, and I just want to be able to display different things and whatever people take from it. You like it, you like it. You don't, it's cool. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I just appreciate that you listen. Even if you want to throw it up and say this is the worst thing in the world, I appreciate it because you didn't have to listen.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? You took your time out of your day to tell the world that this was trash. You my dog.
No, facts. Thanks for the promo. Right.
You my dog. You know what I'm saying?
But I think it's going to be super, super relatable because I ask that question a lot if people are overthinkers because I am.
Facts.
I'm in my own head all the time.
Facts.
There are times I've actually talked myself out of stuff because I was so much in my head.
Facts.
And that's like it's a gift and a curse sometimes.
Facts.
So I feel like that is going to be such a relatable
and
project.
I'm a Pisces.
Man, and I'm a Taurus. So
yeah.
Listen, it's very much going to be relatable. How many tracks can we anticipate?
I don't know. Yeah, we finalizing it because like it's a lot of songs that I have that I like. So I'm figuring out which is one's gonna be fine. Like right now, like it's cool to see people's how they receive the On the Road. So I like that one. And then right now I'm getting cool responses from some of the mic drops with the second song I did. Like shout out to Kate Goddess. Me and her got this song called Hitman. So people receiving that, so that's cool. So we're just figuring out the rest, and then I don't know. I really don't have an answer, but it will be up after New Year for sure.
Are you releasing it as a mixtape or an album?
Tape. as a mixtape.
So let me ask you, why a tape versus an album?
So for me, it's like the way I look. To be honest, this is just me. Like I think with the mixtape or album, I think they're the same thing. That's just, according to streaming services. But I just feel for me, it's just the reason why I'm saying the tape is because I'm not gonna do the traditional like album screen, big rollout, announce to the world, all of that stuff. I just want to upload it and hit the streets and then see what it is. 'Cause I'm not worried about a first week release.
Right.
You know? We're a brand new company. You know, I'm not looking into what Atlantic Records do. Every artist that Atlantic Records drop, they're big on the first releases. Right now, for me, we cool. We dropping tapes. We're not worried about a first week release. We just putting it out and then we seeing what people receive, what they like, what they cater to, how, you know, and I get my data from that and I know how to operate and move for the next project.
Yes, I love that strategy. I've always been a fan of mixtapes.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's they're in the digital world, they're the same.
Facts.
But you understand the marketing concept needs to be a little bit different versus how you're actually going to roll it out there.
Facts.
Who are some of the producers you work with on the project?
Shout out to Young Nostra. So Young Nostra is a producer and songwriter and artist that we signed to the label. So he's cool, amazing. He's on there. Nitros is on there. He's from Miami. He's another 512. Now for the Genius, I use some of his beats as well. So those are a couple of the ones that I have.
Dope. Let's have a quick accountability moment.
Yeah, what's up? Don't we?
You are absolutely doing all the right things for not only yourself, but your team as well.
Thanks.
What do you feel like coming into 2025, though, is something that Scott Morris can maybe touch on a little bit more, work on a little bit more within yourself and maybe your team?
Like I would say, one, I'm not perfect. I know that, but I think I kind of took those steps in 2024, just being more transparent.
Yeah.
Acknowledging when I do wrong. You know what I'm saying? Even if, let's say, for example, like if I've just learned, like, let's say, for example, let's say I reply late to you. It may not be to me, but to you. I have to consider that this is how you feel. Even if I don't agree with it, this is how you feel. It's like I can't tell you how to feel. Like if you want to be upset that I took 10 minutes, then, yo, look, my bad, bro. So now that we here, how do you want to move forward? I didn't get to see this. And so I'm just starting to, like, accept that we all as people see things two different ways. And that's okay. Like, I can't be mad at you just because of that. Even in business, just understand there was some things that I may not agree with how you operate or your morality. But if that's how you work and it's working for you, then cool. I'll decide if I want to do business with you or not. And if I do decide to do business with you, I understand what I'm getting myself into. I just have to know how I communicate with you, what type of distance I have between us, because I may not agree with you spiritually or your morale. That's okay. So for me in 2025, it's just knowing what I went through in 2024 and just being able to just be stronger with it, knowing when it comes to my team, none of us are perfect. We're all going to drop the ball at some point, and that's okay.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's just more, as long as I know that you're a good person, you're not trying to betray me, you're loyal, we Gucci. We going to bounce back.
No, facts.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't perfect. I drop the ball a lot. You know what I'm saying? And because I feel like in this space that I'm at, I do like that I know that I'm going to make mistakes and I'm okay with it, you know? And I feel like if I'm going to be a teacher or a leader, I have to go into it knowing that I am going to drop the ball. So if I know I'm going to drop the ball, I can't yell at you for dropping the ball. There's a way that I could talk to you because I got to motivate you. I got to pick you back up if you drop the ball because at the end of the day, you're still choosing to be here. So if you're choosing to be here and I'm choosing to be here, then we got to figure out how to make you better. And then also just knowing that, I've learned when you choose the people that you choose on your team, you are responsible for the way that your brand is perceived. Because at the end of the day, you trusted them.
Perception is everything.
So just working harder in 2025, being okay with whatever mistake that I'm going to make in 2025. Yeah. Just be okay with it and just get back up.
Absolutely. I love that because I feel like exactly everything you said is something that I need to work on as well. Because I find myself sometimes getting a little impatient with people because, like you said, someone will hit you in the DM.
Facts.
Because you haven't responded in 30 minutes, they're back in your DM with all these question marks like you're ignoring them, not knowing that we're maybe in the middle of an interview and I can't stop to answer them.
Facts.
I'll jump on them. I'll be like, bruh, do you think the world revolves around you? Like,
Facts.
I got to learn to ease back.
I used to do that a lot too, though. But I just had to learn to understand. If I could respond to you like this, or I could just say my bad. It doesn't matter which way I respond to you. At the end of the day, I still got to respond.
Exactly.
You know, and since I'm doing business, I just had to it's a book that I read, which is called like 10X. You know what I'm saying? It's a really good book where it was just speaking about like, they gave examples about like, you know, the thing that I liked that they said in the book was, if you live in Florida, there was one thing that was just like life-changing for me.
Yeah.
He said, if you live in Florida and you know there's going to be a hurricane, right? And you don't have a generator and how your food goes bad, it's your fault.
Facts.
You knew it was going to be a hurricane, right?
Right. You can't blame it on the hurricane.
So that helped me start making decisions about the people I choose to do business with, my team, understanding people, even getting better with my choices of responses. Sometimes I'm going to slip up and I might say the wrong thing. I'm human, you know, but I also understand you're human.
Right.
So I may not agree with how you're responding with me, but when the time is right, I am going to check you about it.
Yes.
But not at this moment. Maybe in this moment, I'm supposed to say my bad.
Yeah.
You know? So cool.
Learning to really be a lot more proactive, you know, and I think that's something that everybody could do because, you know, oftentimes people act off of emotion and it puts them in a really bad situation. And I've done that to the point where I'll be like, man, should I backpedal and go back and, you know, and I have sometimes. I'll go back and say, you know what, my bad. I apologize. I came off really rough. I shouldn't have done that because I'll start thinking about it. But if I had been more proactive and thought it through before I responded,
you wouldn't even have to backpedal.
I wouldn't have to backpedal. Exactly. Absolutely. Bro, it's been such a pleasure to have you here today.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, man. Congratulations to you and your entire team on everything that you got going on. Anything else that you have like that we have not touched on that people need to be put on game with?
Nah, we good, man. I just want to thank you for allowing me to be here.
Of course.
Like I said again, this is cool. You
Yeah, absolutely. You got to bring the team back through sometime.
Of course, man. Like
me and Nate haven't done an interview in a long time.
Oh yeah, he got a lot to talk about now, like especially after this year, man. So, but this was fire. Thank you. Like I said, this was surreal for me because, like I said, we see this online, so it's cool. And like, yo, I can't wait to come back again in the future.
100%. Where can people follow you on your socials?
Y'all can go to Life of S. Morris. That's where y'all could go for me and find me there. And then you can get to the More Boogies page, the More Value page, any one of those pages for whatever business you want to do. I'm here. Hit me up. I'm around. What's up?
Definitely. Absolutely. I know you got a lot of people that love you, support you. Who do you want to give thanks to for supporting your journey?
Everybody. And the reason, I know that sounds cliche, but the reason why I got to say that is because everybody is important. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody has contributed different ways into my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've had an interesting journey where, like, I done been low and then people done helped me up. I've been high and people done congratulated me. I done been feeling myself crazy and then people done humbled me in a good way. So it's like, if all of those things didn't happen, I wouldn't be Scott today.
Yeah.
So everybody like really plays an important role. Even people who done lied to me and hated me. Because if y'all ain't do that, I wouldn't be a savage today. So I appreciate everybody.
And shout out to you. Shout out to yourself for just being so dope and so humble and just being out here working and doing what you're doing, man. I'm super proud of you.
Nah, thank you. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. One last question. Where are we at, man? Tell them it's the big one, not the little one.
A wanted.
What makes Scott Morris the industry's most wanted?
Because of how I hustle. That's a fact. I think it's because of how I hustle and that's a good question, man. I just answered it too quick. But I really think it's literally because of my hustle and the opportunities I provide. I think if I didn't like provide opportunities, then there wouldn't really be no space for me. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is, like, people gravitate to you based on what you can provide. You know, if I was just somebody who rapped, then I just fit in the same category as everybody who raps. But for the fact that I could provide opportunities, it causes people to want to work with me, connect with me, build with me, or invite me because I have something that I can actually add or provide to the community.
You're an asset.
Appreciate it.
That was a phenomenal answer.
I didn't think about it for real. Like, you know, I say, yeah, that's cool that I got hustle, but then I say, yo, a lot of people got hustle.
You add value to every situation that you're involved with. Thank you for being here today.
Nah, no
Give me
problem.
some love, man.
Appreciate you.
Boom. We up out of here, y'all.
Told my mama that I gotta go get it. I'm busy right now, need to get paid. Been on the road a couple days. Just left the city the other day.